King mackerel are probably the most popular game fish in all of Florida. They strike a wide variety of baits with ferocity. They're super fast, super strong. They grow to over 50 pounds, readily available during just about any month of the year. However, this episode, we're going to take a close look at catching king mackerel on live bait.
You're watching Florida Sport Fishing, television for the avid angler.
Another one on, another one on. Oh! Oh, hooked up, hooked up. Whoa, nice. One in the boat. What an absolutely awesome experience.
Got a perfectly rigged lure, and we're going fishing. So our day started bright and early. Anybody that's ever gone king fishing knows that to get those bigger fish, those smokers, it's a great idea to get out there as early as possible. We left with a live well full of frisky baits. We were real excited about that in preparation of the trip. We had caught 4 or 5 dozen goggle eyes, so we were definitely getting off on the right foot there. And broke the inlet, and we're just greeted by flat calm conditions. Glass calm conditions, not a breath of wind. And the forecast was calling for 10 to 12 knot winds with a 2-foot chop, and that certainly was not what we found when we broke the inlet. Ran up north to a spot that had produced for us earlier in the week. Was looking forward to getting a couple of kites up and getting some baits right up on the surface, hoping we can catch some of those kings skyrocketing on those baits. Got up to the area, and again, there wasn't a breath of wind. It was just still, stifling hot, sizzling, no wind, no current. Guys really had a hard time getting the kites up in the air, even with, we inflated a couple of big helium balloons and rigged the kites with helium balloons to help them fly. And they struggled. They struggled for 15, 20 minutes, and eventually they got the kites up with one bait dangling from each kite. So at least we had a couple of surface baits out. We had a couple of flatlines out as well. Stuck it out, saw some bait, saw some turtles. The water was nice and clean. The conditions looked decent. Or I should say the area looked decent, even though we were faced with some really challenging conditions. But I wanted to stick it out for a little while. A few minutes later, I think we got a bite, missed a bite, our first bite of the morning. And then just a few minutes after that, did catch one. All right. Just like a missile. I mean, look at them teeth. Look at that mouth. That thing just saw that gog, came up and just crushed it, came flying out of the water. Typical spring king. We were getting off to a little bit of a start, but again, the conditions just weren't what I was looking for. And I wanted to find an area, or I wanted to really fish an area that had more current, more promising conditions. I said to the guys, reel them up, just let's take the time to get everything in, bring the kites in, bring the flat lines in, and let's move. So I'm running up to the north here. There's a little cluster of wrecks sitting in about 110, 120 feet of water. Really promising area. I've caught some quality king mackerel there in the past. Hoping there may even be a cobia in the region as well with all of the structure. I'm running up to the spot. It really looks promising. There's some scattered weeds. See a couple of turtles or some flying fish scattering in front of the boat. Hoping there's some current in the area there. We pull up to the spot. I pull them back into neutral, read a little bit of bait. I said, all right, this is it. Let's go ahead and give it a shot here. And lo and behold, again, terrible conditions. Less current than even where we were back to the south there. The boat's not moving at all. There's not a breath of wind. The guys can't get the kites in the air, not even with, the big balloons. We can't get the flat line baits to swim out away from the boat. Basically, we're just sitting there going in circles. And anybody that's ever targeted king mackerel with live bait knows you've got to move. You've got to cover some ground. If you're just sitting there going in circles, that's the kiss of death right there. It was time to switch gears. We were going slow trolling.
Florida Sport Fishing is proudly presented by Bionic Bait. Fish prefer Bionic Bait. Bruno, trusted by professionals in every ocean. Liquid Light, see what you've been missing. Bradley Insurance, affordable coverage statewide. Marine Survival Technologies makes safe boating your #1 priority. Florida Sport Fishing Magazine, your #1 resource for the latest tips, tricks, tactics, and techniques for inshore and off Only $10 per year. Call now for immediate home delivery, 877-227-9617, or log on to floridasportfishing.com and receive a free t-shirt.
Yachtlights.com. Everything marine lighting. Interior and exterior. Yachtlights.com has it all at the lowest prices. Stylish recessed lights, LED strips, floodlights and deck lights, and the hottest underwater lights from as low as $199. Shop online for free shipping and weekly clearance items, or visit our new showroom. When you need marine lighting, you need Yachtlights.com.
When the bite's on, the last thing you want is contaminated fuel. Ethanol creates sludge, damages fuel systems, and starves engines. Protect any gasoline or diesel engine with Formula X2. Independent testing proves Formula X2 eliminates water, cleans, and lubricates. See it for yourself. For only pennies per gallon, Formula X2 provides complete protection and maximum performance for any engine. Order now at formulax2.com.
The secret's out. Start with brine and bite, the only brine that infuses proven bite stimulants into any rigged bait. Procure badass bait dyes are next, and bring ballyhoo to life with vibrant fluorescent colors. Seal the deal with Procure's new Bloody Tuna Oil and watch your catch ratio soar. Inshore and offshore, Procure bait scents and badass bait dyes keep you hooked up. Find Procure at your favorite dealer or call 800-PROCURE for a free catalog.
Tired of outrageous markups? Stingray Fishing Outfitters beats all advertised prices with specials on the finest tournament-winning tackle, accessories, and outdoor apparel. Operated by knowledgeable anglers with everything you need for freshwater and saltwater fishing under one roof, ready for immediate delivery. Save big. Shop where the pros shop. Shop at stingraytackle.com.
Slow trolling is really just an absolutely awesome tactic. You know, we prefer to kite fish, we prefer to drift with the wind and the current and cover some ground, but when the conditions don't allow you to do that, you've got to change it up. You've got to use the tools that you have at hand to cash in on any opportunity. So slow trolling is a great way to cover ground. We've got a pair of Cannon downriggers. We're able to fish baits deep below the surface along with some Flatlines right up on top, and that's what we were going to do. We ran back down to the south. I saw a little bit more life back down there, and knowing that we were going to be using the boat to move and to slow troll, I wanted to fish that area again. We get down there, I have the guys deploy the baits. We put one of the downrigger baits down about 40 feet. We put another downrigger bait down at 60 feet. And we put 4 Flatlines out. So we've got 6 live goggle eyes. We're slow trolling along at 2.5 knots. And as you know, you can just imagine, you're pulling these 6 live baits behind a boat. You're covering a large portion of the water column. You've got baits on the surface frantically swimming. You've got baits well below the surface. Just a great presentation. And by slow trolling, you're able to cover a lot of ground, and you can key in on particular depths that are producing. You know, it didn't take us long. We get to about 110 feet, and boom, we get a fish on the downrigger. The line just pops, line screaming off the reel. One of the guys grabs the rod. I think Steve's on the fish. We fight that fish. We get him to the boat, get a nice, healthy release on a really cool king mackerel there. So that was nice. It was, you know, awesome to get some success right out of the gate with this other tactic here. You know, kite fishing wasn't working for us. I figured, let's just buy some time. You know, the breeze is going to come up as the morning progresses. We'll be able to fish kites later on in the morning. For now, we'll buy some time. We'll fish for an hour or two. We'll slow troll, cover some ground, see if we can key in on particular areas that are holding fish. So like I said, we get into that 110-foot range. Boom, we get a nice one on.
That's a killer bite, dude.
Dude, that's a nice fish. That's a quality fish on a downrigger bait right there.
That was a sick bite, dude. The rod almost touched the water.
When you're looking for these spring kings, you got to be on the move. If the wind and the current isn't going to give you enough motion and keep you, moving through the water at a knot, 2 knots, you've got to slow troll. You've got to keep those baits moving through the water. You got to cover ground. There he is right there. Looks like you got him hooked sideways. There we go. Little 8-pounder. That olive green right across the top there. The reason them fish are white like that, they're swimming up above their prey, above forage. Bait fish can never see them coming. If they're looking up, they just see that white silhouette. And on the contrary, if this fish is hunting below its prey, bait fish are looking down, flying fish, ballyhoo, never see it. That olive green just blends right in. Killer teeth, super sharp jaws. I think we'll save this one for the smoker, make a little bit of fish dip. Get a good look at that. That is not where you want to put your finger. So we get that king mackerel up and immediately pop the boat back in gear and continue to fish that area. I think we go maybe another quarter mile or so and we get another fish on. Today there's no wind, very little current. These fish are holding deep, way down below the surface.
Still taking line. Put some sound effects.
Good job, keep it up there. Woo!
The keeper? Yeah, the keeper.
I don't want to damage the meat though.
That's a good fish, dude.
It is.
Woo! Look at that thing go.
Yeah.
You got him, Steve, or you want to go?
I'll grab him.
Nice shoulders. Look at that.
That's the leader, dude.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice fish.
Downrigger does it again.
Downrigger did it.
Yeah.
For the next couple of hours, that's how it progressed. You know, we were covering ground. We were fishing from 110 to 150 foot. And the bite wasn't hot, but sporadically we would get a solid strike. We'd get a fish on. We'd get a fish into the boat. We lost a couple of fish. Released a couple of nice kings, you know, fish anywhere from 8 to 15 pounds. Nothing great, but it was exactly what we were looking for. You know, the plan was to go out there to fish live baits. You know, we executed it properly. The technique was there, and it paid off right out of the gate. And the nice thing about it, the interesting thing about it, was all of our bites while we were slow trolling came right on the downrigger baits. We didn't get any bites on the flatlines, which is a little bit odd. But again, by covering more of the water column, we're able to cash in on any of those deeper bites. Without those downriggers or without planers, we would not have been able to catch those deeper fish. You know, these fish are ferocious. They'll attack these baits, they'll charge these goggle eyes, they'll slash them right in half, you know, they'll bite them right in half. And you just don't catch every one of them. You miss some fish. But nevertheless, it was really exciting. We had a great time. And now that that breeze was coming back up, I wanted to go set up and do a drift in that area now that we had enough wind to get the kites up. So the guys, you know, really worked really well together. They brought everything back in. You know, it didn't take us long to shift gears and go from the slow trolling mode to the kite fishing mode. So that was nice, you know, it was nice and efficient, and that's the key, you know, for successful fishing. When you're fishing with a group of guys that's working together, it's a clear line of communication. That's how teams win tournaments. We'll be right back with a hot bite, right after we take a closer look at today's tackle. Get yourself some of that, baby.
Chaos is tragic. Chaos can be awesome.
Yo, another one on! Another one on! 3 on, baby!
With Chaos Fishing, it's your rod, your way. Quality components and personalized service from a legendary builder equal the right rod at the right price every time. Shop online for a complete selection of serious fishing equipment. Or visit Chaos's new superstore and receive a free t-shirt with every rod purchase. Chaos Fishing, gear matters.
100, 500, 1,000. How much money are you wasting on melted ice and thawed bait? Frigid Rigid keeps ice and bait frozen for 10 days. Built to withstand everyday use. 25 sizes up to 525 quarts means there's a Frigid Rigid cooler, refrigerator, or tackle center just for you. The boat may have burnt down, but the ice and chums stayed frozen. Frigid Rigid, 800-643-1988, or visit frigidrigid.com for a dealer near you.
Frustrated? Fish, ballyhood, cap gun trolling move.
That's money.
Tournament winning.
That is money. Oh, look at them taking it.
Jets, bullets, feathers, chuggers. The most effective high-speed wahoo lures on Earth. Handcrafted in the U.S. and sold professionally rigged. Not sure what to pull? Call for expert advice.
Whoa, another one on! Another one on!
I troll ballyhood lures because they work.
The Fish Vector underwater lighting system with our patent-pending sound technology will get you out of the heat and bring the fish right to you. Big, bright 400 and 1,000 watt units will allow you to fish comfortably at night and really see the fish. Both the dock and portable units plug into a 110 receptacle and take just minutes to set up. Great for waterscaping, guaranteed to work on fish. Get out of the heat and into comfortable fishing with the Fish Vector underwater light system.
Rigging Station, brought to you by Diamond Fishing Products, the most reliable monofilament and braided fishing line in the world.
Fishing with downriggers is an absolutely awesome technique. It's a great way to present baits well below the surface, and when it comes to spring king mackerel fishing, it's a killer tactic. I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about the tackle that we were using to fish in conjunction with our downriggers. Just some basic outfits. Chaos rods, 7-foot composite rod, medium action. Okay, it's a combination of fiberglass and graphite, both for strength and sensitivity. We've got a Daiwa Salty size 50 reel. This is a fast reel, which is really, really nice. That 6.4 to 1 gear ratio enables you to check baits really quick. It also enables you to gain a lot of line on a fish if he's screaming toward the boat and you don't want that slack line in the water. The rig is really simple. For starters, we've got our reel loaded with 30-pound high catch, a smoke gray line, a perfect all-around line, great for abrasion resistance. It's got a little bit of elasticity, just a perfect all-around offshore line. We've got that finished off with a 75-pound ball bearing snap swivel. It's the way that I like to rig. This way I can just pop on a new rig when this one gets abraded or damaged. I've got some pre-tied rigs that I can just snap right on. The rig itself consists of 6 feet, a 50-pound fluorocarbon, Momoy's high catch fluorocarbon, just a really awesome line, really strong and really, really sensitive, and it's absolutely invisible in the water, which is what's really important. That rig is tied to about 16 inches of number 5 coffee-colored wire to a single 7/0 J hook. The J hook has anywhere from 6 to 8 inches of additional wire to a treble hook, and that's your stinger rig. That's the one that, 8 out of 10 times is going to catch that kingfish, is going to be that stinger rig right at the end, because they do slash at baits, and especially a large bait like a goggle eye or a blue runner, you need that stinger rig. And that's it. That's all that you need to cash in on this exciting fishery. Get yourself some medium action conventional outfits, drop some baits down between 40 and 60 feet below the surface. You can slow troll a variety of baits. Today we were fishing live goggle eyes, but you can certainly be effective pulling rig ballyhoo, strip baits, or a whole wide variety of artificials. Kite fishing is a really awesome tactic. It's an absolutely great way to present live baits directly on the surface, which often result in explosive strikes. When we're out king mackerel fishing, we're fishing live goggle eyes, we're fishing 2 baits off of each kite, and we're fishing 2 kite outfits. There's a guy up in the bow flying a kite and another crew member in the stern. So we've got a great presentation on the downwind side of the boat. As far as tackle is concerned, each of the guys is fishing a kite out of a trident, which really makes it convenient to fish a kite outfit and 2 live baits all from one stationary position. The kite fishing outfit is a Daiwa Tanacom Bolt power assist reel. It enables the guys to fly the kite, but when it's time to make minor adjustments or to retrieve the kite, they can do it manually, or they can engage the power assist feature and bring that kite all the way back to the rod tip completely hands-free, so they could focus all of their attention on the actual baits and on the kite rods. As far as the tackle is concerned, very similar to the outfits that we were using on our downrigger baits. We've just downsized a little bit. Chaos rods, 7-foot, medium action. These rods are rated for 12 to 20-pound test. They've got a fast tip for plenty of sport, but enough backbone for a big smoker king, a hefty blackfin tuna, a sailfish, or any number of the pelagics that may eat those kite baits. We've matched the rod to a Daiwa Salty size 40 reel, a little bit smaller, and the reel is loaded with the Diamond High Catch Smoke Ray, same line but in a 20-pound test. Okay, same exact outfit, just a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter. Our leader system is very similar. We've got about 8 feet of 50-pound fluorocarbon, diamond high catch fluorocarbon, best fluorocarbon leader I've ever fished, really abrasion resistant and completely invisible in the water. In between the leader and our main running line, we've got a heavy-duty snap swivel. But before we tie on the snap swivel, there's a couple of key components that we've got to slide up onto the line in order to kite fish effectively. First is a small stainless steel ring. That ring is actually what's attached to your kite release clip. When you get a bite, the tension pulls down on the line, pulls down on that ring, kite clip snaps open, and now you're free to fight the fish right from the rod tip. Next is a brightly colored styrofoam float. This helps you key in on your bait 100, 150 feet away from the boat. It enables you to see your bait really easily, and you certainly can fish different colored floats for your different baits in order to keep track of your close and your far baits if you chose to do so. Next is a small egg sinker, 1/8 quarter ounce at the very most. This helps keep your bait vertical. It'll help keep your live bait frantically swimming right on the surface, exactly where you want it. So these kingfish, the wahoo, the tuna, the pelagics, they come up and just crush those baits that are swimming right on the surface there. Next is a small plastic bead, and that simply protects your terminal tackle. It protects your connection between the small egg sinker and your snap swivel, and it helps you avoid tackle failure so you can be a more successful angler. Same stinger rig with a 7/0 J hook along with a number 2 4X strong treble as the stinger, number 5 coffee colored wire, and that's it. That's all that you need. Our kite fishing outfits are all rigged well in advance. Our downrigger outfits are rigged well in advance, and as long as you're well prepared and you execute properly, you're going to stay hooked up.
Rigging Station, brought to you by Diamond Fishing Products, the most reliable monofilament and braided fishing line in the world.
If you can hear this transmission, you are part of the resistance and you are not alone. We are outnumbered but not outsmarted. We are taking Florida back in the streets, in the air, in the water, and we have infiltrated the airwaves. We know you're tired and looking for a better taste, so you must join the fight. We have the answer. It's in your DNA. DNA Energy Drink. We are the revolution.
Yachtlights.com. Everything marine lighting. Interior and exterior. Yachtlights.com has it all at the lowest prices. Stylish recessed lights, LED strips, floodlights and deck lights, and the hottest underwater lights from as low as $199. Shop online for free shipping and weekly clearance items, or visit our new showroom. When you need marine lighting, you need Yachtlights.com.
Florida Sport Fishing is proudly presented by Fishing Pursuits. Visit fishingpursuits.com and go fish the planet. Unique species, release mounts for every trophy catch. Ghost by Paradox, boat security and monitoring you can count on. EC Rider, marine grade beanbags built for fishermen. Rodan, precision GPS guided trolling motors. Pros Tip, brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key Largo. A world away, come as you are.
Gaffs are an important part of successful fishing. Available from 2 feet to 12 feet, select the appropriate length for maximum reach. Only purchase gaffs manufactured from corrosion-resistant aluminum or fiberglass with non-slip foam or webbing for a solid grip. And remember, tapered gaffs offer maximum speed and accuracy. Hook size is next, with 2-inch to 5-inch throat size as popular options. Obviously, large, powerful species require large gaff hooks for reliable holding power. For smoker kingfish, an 8-foot gaff with a 3-inch hook is ideal. Finally, remember to sweep in and lift straight up, and you'll be landing trophy fish with the best of them.
Pros Tip, brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key Largo. A world away, come as you are.
We get set up in about 170 feet. Perfect conditions now. We're drifting at about 1.5 knots, almost 2 knots, in and up right along the edge of the reef, so we're definitely covering some ground. We get both kites up with no problem. Just a couple of minutes goes by and boom, we get a solid fish on. Oh, there he is, right there. Yep. Looks like a little male. The females tend to be bigger, especially this time of the year in the spring when they're spawning. Most of the bigger kingfish are big fat females. Nice. Look at that. Anybody can cash in on this fishery. You don't need a super big sport fishermen and fancy gold reels, just get out here with some live bait, put it on a drift, fish the edge here off southeast Florida, anywhere from 100 to 200 feet of water. You put in the time, and that's going to be your reward right there. Good solid spring king mackerel. Nice king, 10, 12 pounds. Not huge, but it was nice that this was already paying off and we had just got the bait set, so this was a really great start to this drift here. We get that bait back out again, and it only takes a couple more minutes and we get another nice fish on.
I just felt the snail go.
Could be the right kind, dude. Could be the right one. Ooh, that's a fatty. That's a fatty. That's a good fish, the one we've been waiting for right there. Just look at him shake his head. There we go. Look at the shoulders on that guy. Can't get over his jaws. I mean, look at that mouth. Those teeth right there will just absolutely destroy anything. Look at that. I think this is the fish that we've been waiting for all day. And it's a nice smoker, nice fish, about 30 pounds. You know, not huge, but a good quality fish, and definitely the biggest king mackerel of the day. That's how the afternoon really progressed. We caught a few more fish on the kite baits, on the flatline baits. We missed a few more fish, but all in all, a great day. We stuck with the plan. We were well prepared. The guys worked really, really well together. They stayed on the baits from beginning to end. We had an awesome presentation when we were slow trolling. We had an awesome presentation when we were kite fishing. And it all came together, and we stayed hooked up.
Florida Sport Fishing. Closed captioning provided by Navimatics. Quality navigation products for your iPad and iPhone. Pelagic Gear, official provider of Florida sport fishing apparel. And Tropic Trailer, the largest equipment trailer dealer in Florida. Learn more about the tactics and techniques on today's show. Visit floridasportfishing.com and get hooked up. Florida Sport Fishing Magazine, your #1 resource for the latest tips, tricks, tactics, and techniques for inshore and off. Only $10 per year. Call now for immediate home delivery, 877-227-9617, or log on to floridasportfishing.com and receive a free t-shirt.
Thank you for watching Florida Sport Fishing, television for the avid angler.